I know y'all hate my ass, huh? Y'all can't stand me, huh? Y'all think I'm a liar, huh? It's not true. I'm gonna wait a few minutes because I know y'all were not expecting this. This is gonna be a hoot for those who are watching the re-upload of this shit. Hey. See, I personally thought it was okay that I was doing this live stream a little late because, not a little late, like 6 hours late, because shit happened. But I figured a few more people would come through. Shout out to Boris, Boris_Fuentes_Hernandez for showing up. What I'm here to talk about today is not just the release of Gemini. It's the reason why I was here late and what's been going on. As Lighthouse is playing, this is the second track from Gemini. Very peaceful, very appropriate for what I'm about to be talking about. So, I'm currently in an unhoused situation for the second time. As many of you may know, I've been unhoused before. That's the term I'm choosing to use because we don't say homeless in this community anymore. I hate to say this community, but in this community, we don't really... It can be very pejorative to use that term, so what we say is unhoused. This is my second phase of being unhoused. So that's kind of what I've been dealing with. I know you guys are usually used to seeing me post way more during release week, the week leading up to the release of the project. But this time I've had to just take a step back and be like, okay, what is urgent and important that needs to be taken care of? And that is housing. And that is getting our shit out of the apartment, which is what we did today. We were told that we would have our stuff thrown away had we not collected our items. Not even sold, not even given away, which is what we would have preferred. We would have preferred that somebody receive, the furniture that we've been able to earn, money to accrue over these years, after getting out of the homeless shelter the first time. We thought it would have gone to somebody, maybe in the apartment complex, but they were just going to throw it away, which I think is terrible. So we had to make sure that we got there with the U-Haul and handle business. And so from 10 a.m. to about 10 p.m., honestly, we were moving boxes, going back and forth from the apartment to the public storage, and, just handling business, because a lot of and it mostly wasn't even my stuff. It was the stuff of my roommate we both went through the shelter experience together. We both were unhoused in the previous experience as well. So a lot of what we accrued as roommates over these past few years has largely been attributed to him, and him really taking strides in his furniture sales role that he currently occupies and has been occupying for a few decades of his life. He's a very talented furniture salesman. He's just had, some bad luck, just like I am a very capable person as well who's just had some bad luck. So that's kind of happened for the second time. So we were dealing with that. We've been going from, just to be transparent, we've been motel hopping, finding whatever the best deal was for that evening, and making sure we get our booking, making sure we get to the facility, just so we have a place to rest and a place to kind of organize our stuff. We really did the major organizing today at the facility. We had to go up to the 3rd floor, go behind this wall, that wall, and then go over there. And the lady said it was right by the elevator, but it wasn't. Y'all know how that is. Y'all know how, like, the storage places, this is a very common experience. So finally got that done, and we went to Denny's. And so I was like, okay, I'll live stream from Denny's. That's a lively environment. Usually my shit is boring. I'm just kidding. And don't agree. I don't need nobody to agree. I don't need nobody to concur. I know sometimes my stuff can be a little bit like more relaxing and unlively, but this time I was going to do a little bit of like a bring everybody at the diner into it type thing. But the Wi-Fi was awful. The Wi-Fi was shitty. So even it showed I had 3 bars, yet why doesn't Google.com load? Why doesn't the speed test run? Anyway, so I was like, they're gonna have to understand. And I really was hoping that there was a built up anticipation for me to come and do the live stream. Boris just asked what my plan is now. Trust me, I'm getting to that. I just kind of want to give those who I know were really looking forward to the 6 p.m. live stream, I get just the whole story, the whole synopsis, because I feel like you guys warrant it. I feel like everybody who's been waiting warrants it. So I will answer what my plan is, how I'm dealing with it. But yeah, so like I said, I've been going from Motel 6 to Motel 6 mainly. Motel 6 is my road dog because, first of all, they don't have security deposit. Anybody I don't know if you're looking for lodging. Anyway, if you ever are and you don't want to pay a fucking $100 security deposit, or you don't want to put down a credit card that's going to be charged even though they tell you it's not going to be, Motel 6 is where you want to be. And actually stay at the Studio 6, because that's more like it has a more studio, like apartment kind of feel. It has a microwave and a fridge. So, you know, that's kind of where we've been occupying when we can afford it. We've also stayed at some other places, which won't be named, because let's just say I didn't trust my body with the towel. I didn't want the towel. I didn't trust like the washcloths that they gave on my body. So that's all I'm going to say at some of the other places. Never had that experience at the Motel 6. So shout out to them. So we basically been going from Motel 6 to Motel 6, like I've been saying. We finally got our stuff out of the apartment and into the storage today. But before that, we've been kind of making our plan as we go. We have continued to work because he was a furniture sales person. To part ways. And so what he's been doing now is Amazon Flex. I applied for Amazon Flex, but I've been on the wait list for such a long time. I've been on the wait list for probably 6 months. It pays really well. It's consistent. I don't want to give Amazon too much love because that is a multinational corporation, but it is very reliable. And it's really what's allowed for us to have a place to stay each night, because as many of you may know, I do Uber Eats and Instacart, and Instacart often has system issues that require for the account not to be logged into for days at a time, and Uber Eats can be kind of sporadic, especially in the Inland Empire region. So, you know, but I've still been showing up. I've still been making myself available when I'm not going to school and when I haven't been preparing for this EP. This is Monk, by the way. The song that's been playing for the past 2 minutes or so is Monk. It's track 3. So, like Boris asked, what is our plan? Our plan has been basically to haul ass every day from basically sun up to sundown and even beyond for me, because I work overnight and late nights, just to help support us and help to do my part in our partnership as roommates and as friends who are really going through this a second time and have been through this before. Don't feel as beaten down by it, but definitely feel overwhelmed and stressed, and oftentimes we will have little arguments about things that we never argue about, but that's just kind of how it is. That's kind of how it is when you are committed to being in any kind of relationship with somebody, whether friendship, acquaintanceship. It's a commitment. It's an awareness at all times that you're on the same team, and we're on the same team even when we aren't acting like it. So that's been our plan. Our plan is to tolerate each other, love each other as we have as friends for years, and to get to this work, get to this money, get to this hustle. That is the plan. It's to hustle, save up as much money, save up as much of a buffer as we can when we can, so that we can get lodging for that evening, and then some that can go into like somewhat of like a joint. It's not a joint savings, but it's a cumulative savings, which is like a mental accumulation of his savings and my savings. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're dealing with our real time. We need this urgent, for the room tonight money. And then we're dealing with providing the buffer so that we have rooms coming for the nights coming, as well as putting some into a savings that can eventually be used to secure hopefully a rent controlled apartment, but if not, a reasonably priced apartment in a decent, at least, tolerable area. Just to start, and it's only going to be temporary. We'll move to nicer digs. I'm still in college. Unfortunately, this is happening during my senior year of school, so I'm dealing with that too. Attendance at school has kind of been not what I wanted it to be because of the unhoused issue. Doing enough work to have a place to stay, and also sharing the car with the person that I'm working with to find a place to stay, creates a logistical challenge to where oftentimes I can't make it to class, and a lot of these are in-person classes, so I'm having to do my best. I know I'm having to deal with disappointed group members and disappointed staff members at school, even in addition to the ethical issue that I've dealt with one of my professors. It's all just been quite a bit. The process of finalizing Gemini has been very intense, and I haven't really been too transparent about it because I'm the kind of person who, when I'm going through something, I just kind of bear into it. I kind of get into this hustle mode, and I just try to handle business. That's how I was raised. I was raised to have a strong work ethic, to be self-sufficient where possible, but also to ask for help when I need it. And that's also another thing I've been doing, is asking some amazing people I know a lot of them are not comfortable with being outed in this way, so I'm not going to do that, but I know some of them are watching right now. So many great people have offered their assistance, whether it's been whatever resources it's been, whether it's been cash, whether it's been words of encouragement, whatever the case may be. I'm really grateful to everyone who's watching this, who has offered their support, and you know who you are. Thank you. The repayment that is due is innumerable or uninnumerable, but just know that I'm at a loss for words, that I'm trying to take your support and handle business and not be too chatty, wordy about it until we're at a more safe spot and we're at a more stable spot. So we're at a safe spot, but when we're at a more stable spot. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, relying on the kindness of strangers but not on the kindness of strangers, relying on the kindness of great friends and acquaintances and family. And also being mindful of what I'm asking for and not asking for too much, and making sure that I'm also doing my part to help myself and to help my roommate and to help just better my situation in any way that I have the power to, that isn't going to put me in an even more unhealthy state, you know, or in a more unhealthy position. So that has been what the finalization of Gemini has been about. The production of Gemini was actually, I know y'all are interested to know, the production of Gemini was very isolate. Like I told you, I wasn't too big on, I was going through a quarter-life crisis. Oh, sorry. Boris is saying that my live stream got paused. When this plays back, it won't get paused. So you may have to catch the part that you missed when I edit it and get it all uploaded, because I'm going to re-upload this. This isn't just the live stream here. It's going to be uploaded as a video, so you'll be able to catch it there, and you will have your shout out included. So no worries about that. But what I was saying was that during the production of Gemini, I was more dealing with the psychological aspects of an existential crisis. I had reached age 26, 27 at the time. I'm now 27. I'm turning 28 at the end of the year. So yeah, I'm an old man now. But at 27 and 26, I really just kind of had to ask myself some tough questions about what my values are, who I am as a person, and if what I've accomplished thus far, and if the direction I've been going thus far is the right direction. I changed my major once I got to Cal State Fullerton. Many of you may know I started at Cal State Fullerton as a junior in January of 2023. And ever since that started, I've had a quarter-life crisis, or I've been like in the middle of a quarter-life crisis. This EP is about the dichotomy between chaos and understanding, between confusion and understanding, between all the different positives and negatives and lights and darks that exist when you're at this stage of life, when you're going through an existential crisis, when you're having to really be your own support system, when you're really having to love yourself for the first time, when you're really having to know yourself for the first time, and stand up for yourself, represent yourself, be authentic in a genuine way, in a way that actually means something when you go to bed at night. That kind of shit to me started to happen when I was 25, 26, and it really picked up when I got to Cal State Fullerton. And I'm 27 and I'm still in school, you know, so that's to most people, that's kind of quite a bit of time. But to me, it's the time that I needed to make sure that the path that I was going on was going to be the most impactful for me, those around me, and in the environments that I'm going to be in, which is basically any environment in the world. I wanted to be in any environment, in any situation, and be able to have something to offer of value that I enjoyed offering and that felt instinctive and intuitive to me. And it took the longest time. It took taking music seriously. It took studying project management to get Flux together, my EP from last year, November, which was about chaos, which was about loss of identity, which was about confusion, which was about exploring the chaos of losing one's identity and exploring the chaos of the identity crisis's beginning. That's what Flux was about. And so if it weren't for the project management approach that I took during that, if it weren't for the serious pivot that I did before releasing that to be more just whole as a brand and more serious and more intentful about what it is that I'm out here to accomplish, once that once that started to happen, I really started to see that business was where I belonged, and that not just business administration, but that decision science within the realm of business administration was where I belonged. When I started at Cal State Fullerton, I studied business analytics. I was gung-ho about business analytics. I was like, this analytics shit, this is my future. You know, I was so excited about it. I was geeked about it. I was so excited that you can look at a spreadsheet, crunch the numbers, and be able to see a future for a business, especially my business. You know, having that personal involvement just kind of took it to the next level and made me want to accelerate down that path. And then I flunked business analytics 2 when I got to it. I passed business analytics 1. There were red flags there because I got a C, and I'm a B student. So there were red flags there that I wasn't absorbing the content, but I was like, nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. I took that next business analytics 2, 30%. Dead ass. Dead ass. 30%. I took it a second time. I did better. We don't need to talk about the percentage because I wasn't supposed to say the 30%, but I did. I did better, but I still didn't. I'm retaking the class for the final time now, and I'm doing much better, and I'm passing the class right now. But it took going through those experiences for me to realize that I don't like business analytics like that beyond my own company. And I always felt that something that I studied in school should be something that shouldn't just benefit me and shouldn't just be something that I like. There's nothing wrong with going to school and studying what you like, but I think maybe with age or whatever, when you get to a certain point, you start wanting to go to bed at night knowing that you took your skills and you applied it to help other people, and that you have a natural ability to do so that is natural for you, that you can sustain for the rest of your life. That's the main point that I never really considered when I was in high school. When I was in high school, it was all about which major will get me the lowest unemployment, which is advancement via individual determination. It's a college prep course that you take in high school, in public high school, that is meant to, it's all about preparing you for college and preparing you for college applications. And so in taking that class, my major concern was, how can I not be a financial burden to my parents? My dad experienced a lot and faced the brunt of the financial aid crisis and was furloughed as a corrections officer, who, you know, was at the job for more than 2 decades. He contributed his entire life to, I'm not going to say the employer, but he was a corrections officer, and he dedicated his entire life to just as great of a father. It made him feel like less than. And so seeing that impact on him, seeing how the dynamic of the family changed after, you know, the financial aid crisis hit, seeing how tense things got, how divisive the household really became, and just realizing that this systematic issue and this systematic problem was affecting our family this way, it made me so concerned with, how can I give back to the family? How can I put myself in a position where, yes, I'm doing what I like, but I'm also putting stability in my parents' mind, and just giving them the peace of mind that when they go off when they're finally able to go off into their retirement, that they have a son who has a good head on his shoulders, who is contributing something to the world, as well as feeling enriched in his own life. I had the hardest time finding that. That's a lot to ask for, and from a major. Because a major doesn't have to provide you all these things. If it does, it does. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. It could just be a route to a job or to, you know, certification or whatever. But for me, I went through so many different majors. That's why do you think I've been here for 11 years? You know, it's going to be 11 years because I'm going to be graduating in 2025 from college. And I started college early in May of 2014. So I started college early, and I still finished later because I had to go through and just feel, what is this coursework like? If you like the major, if it's for you, you can find a way to enjoy or to even accept and go beyond tolerating the coursework. I was finding that when I got my certificate in IT from RCC, Riverside City College, I didn't really like too much of the coursework. It felt irrelevant, and it wasn't really what I was most interested in. So that became a hobby, and I transitioned into a different major. Then I majored in anthropology, you know. That was great. That was interesting. I found out so much about human nature and how we've evolved trait-wise. great, do the intern, do the apprenticeship at the, at the museum, or go on digs. And it's not really my shit. It's not really my shit. I do enjoy the theory and the knowledge that I got from it, and what it contributed to my life, and what it contributed to making me more empathetic and just understanding of various walks of life. But that's pretty much what I needed from it. And I didn't really need to do a whole career in it. And it wasn't until I took it seriously and said, no, I'm majoring in this, and told RCC and my advisors at RCC, no, I'm majoring in this. And then having to go back the next week and be like, okay. So I studied a few different things. Like I said, anthropology. I came into college in May of 2014 studying English. And then I realized how many papers I would have to write. And how many things I would have to read that I had no control over. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, no. Fuck that. So I went through English. I went through anthropology. Sorry, I had to get the camera set up again. I went through anthropology, English, math. I majored in math at one point, y'all. And then I failed calculus 3. And then I dropped out. This was 2017. Yeah. But then I came back. That's what this is. It's a good story because I came back, and that's the important thing. In the pandemic, I came back and I took advantage of the financial aid and of the open classes, because not many people had come back, and just really took advantage of the skills that I had already accrued that I felt needed a little bit more structure. Like, I knew about IT stuff, but it's different when you learn about the proper ways of doing it that can get you employed. I knew about business stuff, but I definitely was not taking it seriously enough. And I did not see it as something that I would want to contribute to the world and to other people, like other businesses, other entrepreneurs. It wasn't until I found decision science and discovered its overlap with data science, and its overlap and its preparation for data science, and which is something that I want to pursue. When I realized that it had connections to data science and that it could help me make better decisions overall as an individual, I was on board. And ever since I've chosen that as my emphasis, even though I kind of switched from business analytics like halfway through after my first year at Cal State Fullerton at the top of this year, it was the right choice. And I made the right move, and I'm studying the right thing. It's helping my life overall. It's not helping me make decisions, but it's helping me make better decisions when I can. When I can settle down and stop looking at all the different options I have now for how I can make decisions, and I actually, settle on one and stick to it, which is my problem, sticking to it, it actually works. And having that fit like a glove feeling, that feeling of, oh, it's not perfect, but it gets the job done, and it gets the job done in a way that I'm comfortable and in a way that I can sustain. That's how I knew that this was what I wanted to study. And that's how I knew that it was the right fit for my music career, for my, my supporting career, that's funding the music career in data analytics and data science, as well as just in my personal life, helping me make better decisions with my friends and family, helping me make better choices just as an individual, and in the context of that whole journey is the backdrop to this EP, Gemini. Sorry. The backdrop to this EP, Gemini, is this quarter life crisis where I've been questioning my identity, unsure of if what I believed up until this point was really mine, or if it was my parents, or if it was my friends and family, if it was my environment. Up until recently, it had been that, but I've defined my values and I feel strong in them. I have a code of ethics. I have a value statement, if you will. I can clearly identify what it is that I believe, what it is that I stand by, and in what ways that I uphold it in my music and in any other way. So that kind of self-understanding is new. It is the kind of enlightenment that you get, I think, after successfully, hopefully, navigating this quarter life crisis. I know I just said I'm dealing with this unhoused situation for the second time, but trust, inside, I don't feel unhoused. I feel very housed, and I feel very grounded in the person that I am, and very aware of who I am and of what I'm contributing to the world. I may be in a rough spot right now, but who doesn't have rough spots? My entire life has been about endurance. My entire life has been about, sorry, y'all. My entire life has been about, sorry, I had to hold it. My entire life has been about resilience and endurance, no matter the circumstance. It seems that no matter what part of my life, even when I was a kid, there was always something to overcome. There was always something to show grace about and to be better than. You know, not in terms of other people, but just in terms of the situation, being better than the situation that I'm in, not letting the situations that I'm in kind of define who I am as a person. Just finding myself, just really finding myself. That's what this whole quarter-life crisis has been about. That's what I think the resolution has been about. Hi K.LAN.SKIART. I was basically just finishing up talking about the background of Gemini and about how I've been experiencing a quarter-life crisis, about how I had been struggling in school to find the right major and ended up finding business administration with the emphasis in decision science as right for me, because decisions and making decisions is so much an important part of my music career, of my being a friend and family member to everybody who I'm a friend and family member to, as well as just being a future employee in the field of data science and industrial engineering, which is where I want to work, to fund my music career more wholly and more completely. So that's what I've been talking about. I've been talking about how much of a struggle it's been recently because I'm experiencing being unhoused for the second time. I think it's going to be a temporary situation. I'm not getting down on myself. I'm in a situation where I'm blessed. I've had a lot of friends and family and acquaintances offer their support. Not everybody has that. I'm able-bodied. I'm in a vehicle right now. Not everybody has those. I'm so aware and grateful for all that I have right now. And I know after all I've just said, it's like, damn, like that's what, yes. Like I feel a genuine sense of elation somehow that in spite of all that I've lost recently and am losing, you know, seem to lose regularly, sorry y'all, this connection, but because of my audience and because of my friends and family and because of my self-understanding and awareness of all of the blessings that have come into my life and will come into my life, I feel very okay. You know, it's not all right, but it's okay. And it's going to be okay. And it's going to be all right. And it's going to continue to be. And I'm going to continue to have to show up and do my part to better my situation and ask for help for where I can't. And that's exactly what I've done. And I'm just, this is a bottom. It is not the global bottom of my life. It is not the worst bottom that I've ever been through. I will get through this. It's going to be okay. This is the mindset. This is the story behind Gemini. This is what I've been going through. This is why I've been so quiet. This is why the live stream did not happen at 6 p.m. today, because I've been dealing with the storage facility people and just making sure that we cleared everything out of our apartment so that they didn't throw it away, which kind of sucks. It kind of sucks that they were going to do that and not just help out a local family or somebody at the apartment complex or even our neighbors who we actually offered our stuff to when we found out that they were going to throw it away, because we weren't able to get everything. And we wanted to make sure that the mother who we lived next to for the past couple of years was taken care of and had some nice things. And we were able to do that. It was so emotional saying goodbye. I was trying to avoid it. I even sat at the truck crying a little bit because I wanted to get my tears out before I went to go speak to her and thank her for being a great neighbor and a great mother. Shout out to Nicole. Shout out to Nicole. She's a great mother. Shout out to Olivia. And I'm so upset that I cannot remember little man's name. You know, he's going to be a king. You know, he is so precocious and smart and capable. That was hard. Going through situations like this, it's always the people who really gave you a positive experience along the way that kind of make it difficult to have to leave the situation and start all over. But we're not starting all over. We have so many lessons that we've learned during this period of being housed. So many different truths were revealed to us about people, about their nature, about who we could really rely on, about who would withdraw support for like this, for the smallest, or for what we thought would be the smallest reason. We found out people's true colors. We found out our own true colors. I actually can feel like I can actually feel like I'm reaching a place of enlightenment. This whole thing has been very disillusioning. 2023 was 2023 was bleak, and 2024 has been quite a bleak year. I'm just gonna be transparent. I'm very positive about where I'm situated right now and about moving up, but it's because the year has kind of felt like a continuous down. So to finally reach what feels like a bottom, so that I can kind of start to climb up again, feels hopeful, and I feel hopeful about it. 2024 has been a bitch, but I'm showing up. I'm waking up. I'm putting in the work. I'm showing up every day. I'm gushing about y'all every day to anybody who asks, and even to people who don't. I'm doing my part to spread the Nctrnm brand and ethos to as many people who want to hear about it and are open to hearing about it. And I appreciate everybody out there, because I know y'all are doing the same. We can't track what each other is saying, but I know that y'all are sharing me with your friends and family, and I want you to continue doing that. I want you to stream Gemini. I want you to hear the story that I told about what I've been experiencing, what I experienced today. That I want you to see me coming through right now and still offering you my heart and offering you my honesty and offering you my transparency about things that I don't really like to talk about. I want you to take that, and I want you to bear that in mind when you hear these beats on Gemini. I want you to take that in mind and consider it when you're on my Bandcamp, and hopefully you buy the EP. I haven't released it on Bandcamp. As soon as I finish this live stream, I'm going to release it on Bandcamp. And I'm thinking of doing a pay what you want, free pay what you want for at least the first week. And then I'm thinking of setting the price at $3. Everybody was telling me I've heard $3.99, $4.99. I think that we're all going through something right now financially. You know, whether you're middle class, whether you're working class, whether you're have been doing well up until now or are still doing well. Now's the time where we're all trying to be frugal, and I want to acknowledge that and I want to respect that. So the price will be about $3, and I just want to be transparent about that. I do incur a cost for mixing and mastering the EP. It's several hundreds of dollars, if not $1,000 for this EP and for the coming projects that I have planned. The mastering is a cost, and I kind of have to cover that if I'm going to be able to really grow this and get outside people and outside even brands or companies to sponsor what I'm doing and just help take this to the next level. I want Nctrnm to be as big as it can be. I know that that's kind of crazy to say as an experimental artist, and I know me being so introverted, saying something like that just sounds weird, but I want this to be as big as it can be. I don't want to just be a little thing. I want to be a big thing. And I feel like I have the potential to be. I'm from the Inland Empire. I know that there are other experimental electronic artists out here, but I see myself as really at the mantle. And I don't just want to sit back and say, oh, I'm at the mantle. I want to bring interest to this area, to the Inland Empire area. I don't just want to take it to LA. I want to bring some attention from LA to the Inland Empire. And I want to inspire a generation of electronic music producers from the Inland Empire who don't see themselves represented, or who didn't see themselves represented until I stepped up. I feel this duty to step up. With these live shows next year, I feel this duty to step up and really show y'all that I mean business and that I'm here for a long time and I'm here for the rest of my life. This is a lifelong commitment, you know? So if I can get y'all support, if I can get a purchase, if I can get a stream, if you can't purchase or stream it, that's okay. I know y'all are busy. I know that there are things tied up, money's tied up. We're all cutting back on our discretionary shit. Understood. I still want to offer y'all something. I still want to do it fairly for both of us. So like I said, the price will be $3, but for that first week from when I finish this, when I release it on Bandcamp, you will get the email. If you're not subscribed, make sure you go to my Bandcamp, download any of my other songs that's free, and enter your email. You'll be subscribed to the mailing list. That's all you have to do. And those who are already subscribed, you will get the email. Gemini will be released free, pay what you want for the first week, and then $3 after that. Just to be transparent about it. I know in the past I haven't necessarily been upfront about what the pricing was going to be to help prepare y'all for your expectations of what pricing sets a lot of expectations. So I haven't really been clear about that and haven't allowed for y'all to form those, but I want to be clear about what my value is and the quality that I bring to the table and put an actual value on that and not just kind of default to free because I don't know, if you guys will receive it or really appreciate, the effort that I put into it. But I feel now we're at a space where you appreciate the work that I put into this and the dedication. And, I kind of have to get to a place where I'm comfortable asking for support. So that's what I'm asking for here. If you can stream, if you can purchase, and if you can just share it, whether online, offline, playing it out your car speaker, playing it at the pep rally, playing it in the middle of class, playing it while driving, whatever. You know, just make sure that you share it and let me know about it, and I will reshare it. If you purchased it, let me know about it, and I'll reshare it if you're comfortable with that. And stream it and share it with me. And if you're comfortable, I will share that with my audience as well. This is a community, and so I want us all to be befriending each other, getting to know each other, and just kind of following that Nctrnm ethos of leaving a positive impact and doing no harm. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for k.lan.ski.art or K-Lan-Ski Art. And thank you for Boris_Fuentes Hernandez. So it's Boris, B-O-R-I-S _Fuentes, F-U-E-N-T-E-S _Hernandez, H-E-R-N-A-N-D-E-Z. Thank you for showing up and being my visitors and my live viewers. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate that people showed up. I know it's late, and I'm sorry I don't think this will happen again unless I'm unhoused again. That could happen, but as long as that doesn't happen again, you shouldn't ever expect me to be this late. Whether it's a live show or a live stream, I will always have reasoning about it. The only thing today is because not only did I face the unhoused thing and moving stuff to storage, but I don't have cell service. The charging port on my phone stopped working. So all I have what I'm doing right now, I'm at this is Starbucks. Y'all, this is Starbucks. You see that? That's a Starbucks, y'all. And a Mr. Fry or some shit. I don't know what it's called. All right? So I'm getting public Wi-Fi off the Starbucks doing this live stream right now. I'm not on my phone. So text messages, all that shit, all the stuff that I'm normally connected to, I'm not connected to, which has made the process even harder. But this EP is really buoying me through this experience and just making me feel like I'm doing the right thing, and that making the sacrifices that I've made, and still kind of putting myself in front of the camera when I feel uncomfortable, and releasing the project when I'm not at my best in terms of finances, because I know I owe y'all something, and because I want to engender y'all to me, and I want to show y'all that you can trust me and that I am a reliable source for the music and art that you like, is worth it. Being in that position is worth it. And I'm so grateful to be in this position. I'm grateful for y'all. I'm grateful, like I said, for my friends and family. To anyone who's offered support, who's watching this, again, thank you. I feel like I've spoken enough. I'm going to end the live stream here. Make sure you stream Gemini at gemini.nctrnm.com, or make sure that you purchase it at what will be nctrnm.bandcamp.com. Specifically, it's nctrnm.bandcamp.com/album/Gemini. But all you need to know is go to my Bandcamp. All right. Make sure you have a great evening. Again, I'm so sorry for being late. It shouldn't happen like this again. Thank you, and I love you.